Yo, what's up? This is Splendid Radio on Far Side TV. We got a very special guest from the Bay Area. We got Benz. What's happening with you?
What's happening with you, Big Smooch, man? Said
Man,
Benz
you know what I'm
back
saying?
again.
Just trying to pull it together, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's cool. So now we just gonna jump straight into the double dutch. What city are you from?
Man, I'm from the town. I'm from Oakland, Bay Area, Bay Area native.
Hey man, like I was telling you yesterday, you know what I'm saying? I had some homeboys who wanted to move to the Bay in the early 90s. Like they went to the Bay Area and they was like, man, this is it. You know what I'm saying? I had never been up there before. Nothing
Right.
like that. At that time, I was the furthest traveling I did was like Las Vegas and Mississippi. I was, in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? It really wasn't no, whatever. And then about maybe 95-ish or so, I came to Berkeley, Rasputin's. And I
Rasputin.
saw the combination of the hippies, gangsters, and vegans all rolled up, and I got it,
Right.
man. I totally understood it, man. I was like, man, I was kind of mesmerized by the Bay.
Man, around what year was that?
95.
95. Okay, okay. Man, shit, man, hey, look, if they was, I think it was some vegans running around that motherfucker around, around 95,
Yeah, no,
man.
it
You know what I'm
definitely,
saying? I
no, it
was
definitely would.
I was definitely sliding up that way in 95, man, up by the Cal campus where the Rasputin's was at. Even a little bit before that, man, I used to go to this store that was around the corner from Rasputin's called Leopold's. Leopold's was kind of like underground. You kind of walk under down some stairs and go down into Leopold's, but it was definitely one of them record stores where you can go in there and tap in with all the hot music that was out at the time.
Yeah, now I'm gonna give a shout out real quick, man, to my faithful. We got OG Ben Frank, man. He's always in the chat. And I did make your gear last week. That's one thing that I did before Friday. So that package is gonna be on its way with tracking tomorrow. I sure did. Ben's been down with us for years, and I've been telling him I was gonna hook him up with a little, you know what I'm saying, a little something of appreciation, man. He always take care of us and supports the different shows on the network. But yeah, so
Most
after,
definitely. And G2, man, Big Smooch, don't let me forget, man, send you some merch down that way, man. I wanna see some of my gear when
nah, we keep it rotating. I'll send you a nice little package too, and we'll keep it moving. But yeah, so coming to the Bay, the culture shock was just crazy. But I'm gonna tell you what I didn't understand until I was older. Um, like I said, I told you yesterday, I guess. Also, my family's from Brookhaven, Mississippi, which is not too far from New Orleans or whatever, not too far from Jackson.
yeah.
But when my people left Mississippi, we went to Chicago, we
Okay.
went to San Diego,
Okay.
and then I just found out some of us went to the Bay. But I'm gonna tell you the crazy part about it. I've been to San Diego that looked just like the part of Mississippi my family come from. I've been to the Bay that looked just like the part of Mississippi where my family come from. And
Right.
when I say that, it's in the city, but it looked country, man. It's like it's country. And matter of fact, I've had some of the best soul food in the Bay. You know what I'm
Uh,
saying? I've had some real good soul food in the Bay, and the people in the Bay have that Southern hospitality. The ones that I've come across. You know what I'm saying? So I say that to say it's a connection with the Bay Area, San Diego, Southern California, and Mississippi. Like that I've noticed.
for sure.
Even with the way the people in the Bay talk, the accent they have,
For
a
sure.
lot of people wouldn't claim that's a Southern accent.
Yeah. Yeah,
Fully.
man. My people's migrated from down south too, man. We, New Orleans, Baton Rouge,
See?
Alexandria, Louisiana to Texas, from Louisiana to Texas, from
Yeah.
Texas to California. You know what I'm saying? And we've been here in Oakland ever since, man. Just, seated and breeded, rooted, man, right here in the town. Yep.
And so one of the it didn't blow my mind the way the Rasputin's blew my mind, but uh going to High Road Day and seeing Asians, Filipinos, well, they're the same thing. We'll just say Asians, Hispanic people, Black people, white people, all chilling, and then some Mac Dre come on, and everybody. that's,
Gotta turn up, right?
that's
Yeah.
like the Voltron. I was like, man, I never seen nothing like it in my life, man. I was like, man, this is unity. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. For real, man. Shout out to Hieroglyphics, man. They put on big for our city, man. I got a lot of respect for Hyro, you know.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I'll tell you something that a lot of people don't know. Casual, man, he don't get his credit, man. And I'm saying the rap thing is just like 20% of who Casual is. Like, dude, he's a very intelligent cat, dude. Like, he was on the whole stocks and the crypto stuff. He was on that like 10 years ago, man. He was giving stock tips and all kinds of stuff. Put it this way, to this day, I hit Casual up and be like, man, what you on? You know what I'm saying? Like he got he's a very intelligent cat, man. I just say that. I say people they tune in to the hip hop part, but on investing, financial literacy, uh, he even knows how to read hieroglyphics. Like he's a very smart cat.
That's big. That's
Yeah,
big right
yeah, no,
there.
he's a very smart cat. Like he's one of the people that I wish people that are in hip hop could kind of know him a little bit out of it. Like it's so much to him. I'll just say that now, and I'll move on. I've been on him, but Casual, he's a smart dude, man. He's really one of those smart ones.
Shout out Casual too, man. You know what I'm saying? I was tapping in with the brother on the socials, you know what I'm saying? I seen him kind of speaking out a little bit lately, you know what I'm saying? And it was good to see him, like floating through the airwaves, you know what I'm saying?
And this is the thing. People can't let what may appear to be a little bit of cockiness steer you to the left. Because if you got Eminem saying you the rap guy, you know what I'm saying?
Come on.
If Eminem is saying you the rap god, he is the rap god.
That's a big stamp, man. You come, you hear, people like M on M status, man. They giving you a stamp that's saying something right there, for sure.
Man, yeah, no, he definitely was one of my. Matter of fact, um, E40 was the first artist that I really got into from the Bay. But I was on E40 from Federal. So like before he got pop, I was on E40 when he was rapping fast. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He had to take the 45 and turn it down to 33 so everybody could kind of catch up.
Now, straight like that, man. It was kind of like a divide, sort of say, in the town, man. And around the Bay, we got so much culture with different ethnicities, you know what I'm saying? Different cultural backgrounds, and what I mean, all type of people, how they function with this music and tie in to the soil, man. It's like I was rocking with 40 Tough too, man. All the underground gangster rap and stuff like that, but I definitely was aware High Row and Casual and Social Mischief and, you know, kind of like sort of say the backpack rappers kind of sort of say if I'm, categorizing them the right way. You know what I mean? I hope I didn't put the wrong jacket on them brothers, but
Nah,
you
nah,
know what I'm
nah, nah.
saying?
They wouldn't take it like that at all. Matter of fact, I'll tell you, this didn't have nothing to do with high roll, but one of my earliest hip hop moments. Uh, this is before management of the Far Side. This was just me kind of hanging around at the record label and doing my little hustling here, here and there, and kind of just hanging out in the offices. But I got to know the Who Riders.
Okay,
So,
yeah, right.
I would roll them around when they came to LA. And one of the most hip hop moments that I had was I had picked them up from the hotel. Mr. Taylor, Sonny, Saphir didn't come down this particular time, and we had rolled to this parking lot in Hollywood, and we were about to go to this spot, and the Loonies rolled up, and to see the Loonies and the Who Riders, it's the same feeling that what I saw them do was like me meeting Opio in Japan or hanging out with Opio in London. We're like we from somewhere different, but we're linking up in a spot. But the hip hop being the common denominator, the Who Riders and the Loonies, I was just blown back, man. I was like, dang, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I rock with both of them groups tough, man. The Who Riders, shout out Sonny. You know what I mean? Shout out Chop Black, man. I grew up watching them dudes on the hoop court over on Apgar, right smack on the borderline of North Oakland, West Oakland, right there. You know what I mean? I was one of the little hard heads out there, kind of like in a way, sort of say, you know what I'm saying, with the
A
rest of
young mustache on them.
yeah, there exactly a young mustache man out there soaking up the game. You know what I'm saying? I remember seeing chopping all them cats. Even Saphir pulled up on the block. You know what I mean? Shot a video. And man, the Loonies, man, shout out Numb, shout out Yuck, you know what I'm saying? Even Knucklehead. It's a lot of ties around Oakland from the people that I associate with they people. And man, I'm big fan of the Loonies, man. Yucks spit like none other. You know what I mean? And
Oh
it's
yeah.
chemistry him and Numbskull had, man. It's just a classic vibe that's gonna forever be town business for sure with them, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Yeah. And I'll say that you know, like we were also talking yesterday, um, my experience with the tenderloin and just understanding that Oakland, like, don't let the smooth taste fool you. You know what I'm saying?
Like,
Like,
straight like that, man. The TLs was kind of like man, like mini New York out there, man. You know what I'm saying? You hop on the BART train, you know what I mean? They got the Muni trains over there, but us from the town and Richmond and wherever you was from, you know what I mean? You had some kind of little jug, some kind of little hustle going. You can go over there to the TL and make it work, man. And that's how I used to go way back in the day, man. You know what I'm saying?
I believe you, man. I believe you.
Go over there and get G's, man. You turn you know what I mean? Go shake the fleas and make some G's for real, man. As a young mustache, man.
Hey,
Yeah.
I've seen it, man. I've seen it. So, what's the first hip hop song that ever spoke to you?
Man, my first hip hop song that ever spoke to me, it had to be. It was a cross, you know what I mean? I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. The first hip hop song that spoke to me was on a video from the rapping dude, and it was the high to high. The
All
high
right.
to high, man. I remember coming in the house from outside, you know what I mean? I'm running through my little neighborhood, kicking it with my little comrades, my little folks and shit. And
Crew.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? I came in and man, I was always tuned in, always kept my ear to the music. And man, the rapping dude came on and I was mesmerized. Like, you know, he wasn't saying a whole lot, but it wasn't what I was used to hearing or seeing. You know what I'm saying? And you know, we had Short that was out, but again, I was a little youngster, man. So, you know what I mean? I say between the rapping Duke and Big Daddy Kane, you know what I mean? Like uh Smooth Operator and you know what I mean, a symphony or something like that back in them days.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that had to be some of my first hip hop songs that really, you know what I mean, really spoke to me.
So I'm gonna give another shout out, man. We got Greenwood Studios in the house. My homeboy Amaru, man. He's a dope comedian, uh, documentarian, and he make real good songs, man. I don't know why people haven't. I don't know, man. It's just so much music out there, but he makes really good music, man. He makes good songs. So yep.
That's dope.
Yep. So no,
That's
shout
dope.
out to Amaru too. Um, what's your favorite hip hop movie?
Favorite hip hop movie, man. I have to say, I mean, I don't know if we could count Boys in the Hood as a hip hop
Yep.
movie, even though it included uh Ice Cube. You know what I'm saying?
Come on, man. It was
But
all hip hop.
but I
Poor Ricky
gotta
got smoked.
man for real. But you know what? I'm gonna go with Menace to Society, man.
You know what? I never could get into it, but I'm gonna watch it this weekend because I heard a theory. And the
Okay.
theory I heard about Minister Society was the two main dudes, one of them was like a ghost or something or an alter ego or something. It was some little twist. I'm gonna Google what the theory was and I'm gonna rewatch it. But it was
Okay.
almost like one dude really wasn't there, and he was just kind of the conscience or the ego, or it was some twist that was deeper than
Oh
what
yeah,
we.
man. They had this one Muslim brother that was involved in the flick, right? Cause you know, they was kind of like youngsters growing up in the hood and I believe it was Watts or South Central. And you know what I'm saying? It was uh it was a twist to it, man, where they had one Muslim brother where he was kind of different, doing something different or you know, wanted to see the fellas kind of be more influenced into doing something positive than the negative shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And then as a matter of fact, man, I'm gonna raise my I'm gonna raise my brew to rest in peace, man. OG Saphir, man, cousin Harold got smoked in front of Jack in the Box.
Man, Snap Saphir was in that movie, man. And
Let me
yeah,
tell you, man.
the baller in the
He
beamer, man. The baller in the beamer. You feel me?
Let me tell you, he when I met Saphir, he was a rapper, but he was on some model stuff. He was like he could have really blew, man. He could have really. He was so much, man. He was so much. And then I'll say this: a lot of people couldn't get into it, but I can honestly say I ain't never heard nobody do his style of rap.
Right. Yeah, you know, man, I seen a old video of Saphir getting down not too long ago, man. I was floating around the internet and it was like he was spitting at an underground session where they was taping, man, and he was going off. You know what I mean? He was going off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Saphir Hobo Junction. You know what I'm
Uh,
saying? I got to spend some
yeah,
time
man.
and I'm not too proud to admit that Saphir and Sonny and Mr. Taylor did buck me on them dice a couple times. That was
Right like that, man.
my
Rest in peace.
education. My education. You know what I'm saying? Nah, those are all some real good brothers, though, man. Like, and you know, one of the things I've been blessed with is I've been able to know people that some could look to as hip hop icons, but I got to know them totally to the side of that. You know what I'm saying? Just like some good people, man. Really some good people.
Right.
So I got this.
And on them dice, man, on them dice, look, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense, man. If it ain't making no money, what we doing it for? You know what I'm saying?
As a matter of fact, talking about them dice, the one tour that we did, my business partner,
Okay.
Brown from the Far Side, we co-did this tour called CaliCon, and we had the Souls, Planet Asia, Rasco, uh, uh, Motion Man, Cutmaster Kirk, what's home? His name starts with an S. Shoot, he's
He was a part of the show.
He came out on tour. He was like, he was the big stunner shade man. He used to Shake.
Okay.
Shake. Yeah, his name was Shake. But man, that whole tour, man, the dice was rotating from the Bay on up to Maine, man, all the way across the country.
Straight like that. Straight like that.
All the way across the country and back, man. You know, there need to be documentaries about that, man, for the longest dice game on tour. You know,
Man, straight up, man. Rest in peace to my homeboy Chill, man. My homeboy Chill used to run over there on AppGuard too, man. He was one of the AppGuard brothers, you know what I mean, that I grew up with. And you know, he was running around there with amongst the action packed gangsters, man, amongst you know, Sonny and rest of the crew. And man, me and him had this dice game, man, that just lasted damn near like all night, man. I remember we shot dice all night. Neither one of us couldn't break each other. He'd take my little loaf I had. I'd take his loaf, and the money just kept going back and forth all night till finally we had to respect each other dice game and just call it quits, man. We smoked a couple blunts and drunk a couple little bottles to keep warm, and you know what I mean. We was posted up in a hallway, you know what I mean, of an apartment building that that nobody wasn't tripping off of us doing our thing as some little youngsters, man. But yeah, shout out to the homeboy Chill, man. Rest in peace, man. That was my dude, man. We shot dice all night one night, a block over off AppGuard where Shot Black and everybody, you know what I mean, used to chill at.
I'm gonna tell you what probably saved my life. But the one thing that I really wasn't feeling about dice, I used to shoot everywhere. Like, man, the little after hour spots and all that.
Yeah.
When you buck them, they don't want you to go. You know they don't want
you. No, you can't. Man, hey, look, somebody can't leave until you know what I mean, until it's over. It ain't over till it's over. It ain't over till it's over.
Yeah, man. It ain't like, man, like, come on, man. You just can't buck everybody and just bounce, man. I'm like, yo, I got somewhere I gotta beat. Nah, man. You gotta give us a chance to get it back, man. You know what I'm saying?
Man, you can't shoot with everybody because man, them dice games be known to, you know what I mean, flip flop on you. You feel me?
Hey man, I've seen the gymnastics.
Right. Yes, sir.
I've seen them. So I got this little thing I do where every weekend I listen to an album in its entirety. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we've lost the capacity to listen to a complete album. I don't know if it's with the way that social media has trained our attention spans or what it is, but it's just very difficult for a lot of people to have the patience to listen to something from beginning to end. So I go back, and I listen, and I didn't listen to an album last weekend, but the weekend before, I listened to Queen Latifah's "All Hail the Queen."
Okay, all right, man. The
And
Queen, for sure.
and I will say this: she was dope then, and she's dope now. If you listen to it, she was busted. This is before it was about running game on a dude and how good I look, how fine I am, and whatever. Just a sister busted. And I mean, she busted from the beginning of that album to the end of the album. And I was just like, man, it's whack. It's whack that they don't even bring her up in the conversation. But because she did to acting what she did to rapping, the acting overshadowed the rapping part. So people just kind of don't. I mean, that's my opinion, though. People just kind of don't get it. But as good as a rapper is what she was an actress, or what she is an actress.
Hey, respect to the Queen, man. Like I hear her name come up in conversations, her manager.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
So
when they names come up, man, it's always on some respect. I don't care if it's from, major artists down to indies, the independent artists such as myself or executives, whoever it is, man, they always speak high on the Queen and even our manager, man. Shout out Queen Latifah, man.
And I say this, and then I'm gonna move forward on it. But the album listen ain't no mercy hunt. Like it ain't none of it that I felt like, okay, I'm just listening to it or I'm a jocker because she was, and I will admit it, I had a little crush on the Safari twins. She used to have these two girls that used to dance for the Safari twins back in the day, you know what I'm saying?
Man.
Yeah, that was my little hip hop thing. But what's the last album you listened to in its entirety?
No, I be going kind of retro sometime when I listen to albums in an entirety, the ones that really, bring that energy out of me. But I do got a lot of counter let me say it like this, man. My constituents, my brothers that I rock with in this music, man. One of my guys just did a duet album. Nutso Outlaw just did a duet album with San Quinn. So Nutso from Deep East Oakland and San Quinn from Fillmore from San Francisco, and they did a duet album recently and just released it. And I put my ear to it, man. I wanted to hear what Quinn had to say. I wanted to hear what Nutso had to say and how they chemistry locked in together, how they got down, together. And it was a good listen through and through, man. I was able to listen to the whole album. Of course, I had a few songs that I liked more than others, you know what I'm saying? But I listened to the whole thing. Another one of my guys that I listened to his whole album too is Mongoose, Year of the Mongoose. His album is called Year of the Mongoose, man. He got some bangers on there too. I listened to him all the way through. Yeah.
That's dope. So I'll give E40 the credit for turning me on to San Quinn. Because I'm not, so you being from Oakland, it's a regional thing. You were exposed to a lot. Like honestly, sad to say, I didn't get into Mac Dre. He was around, but when he passed, and that's just whack. That when somebody passed, that's when it I mean, in the Bay, he was that. You know what I'm saying? But me being from Cali, what I knew of Mac Dre, he was just a hell of a so I really didn't know his music, but I knew his independent grind. You know what I'm saying? And he was one of those dudes that was kind of like on the Chitlin circuit that we were on. So like if I would go to Hawaii, like if he just left Hawaii, the promoters would be like, "Oh man, we just had Mac Dre, man. He was, you know what I'm saying? We showed him a good time. He stayed an extra week. You know what I'm saying?"
Gotcha,
So,
man.
so,
Shout out Mac Dre, man, and
oh yeah,
you know what I mean, the rap and press side crew, feel me? Vallejo brothers. Man, we was on, you know, I think Dre was down for that bank job they had him hemmed up for a minute before, you know, before he passed away. And it was a cat out of their crew, Mac Mall, man. Mac Mall
yeah.
had this album out, man, that had Oakland, the Bay, and Northern Cali in a headlock for a while, man. We was rocking with Mac Mall tough, man. I still, that's one of them albums I could listen to through and through. I believe one of his first, I want to say it was his first album. Yep.
I,
Classic.
I'll tell you this. So I can remember taking trips to New York when people made fun of Southern music. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about record executives. You know what I'm saying? Walking into the offices and all that kind of thing. The South was just kind of like a joke.
Mm,
But dude, they laughed everybody. And I'm gonna tell you how they did it.
gotcha.
They had unity, man.
Right.
The unity. That's what it was. It was like in California, it was some people. So E40 was a forerunner of being able to kind of deal with everybody, but he was like 1 in 1,000. You know what I'm saying? Outside of E40, it was kind of like the Bay was its thing, LA was its thing, Sacramento was its thing. You know what I'm saying? It was like all spread. And then New York, they had a lot of internal stuff going on with them where, you know, fools was hating on each other and woo woo woo. And I remember while all that stuff was going on, the South came from nowhere, dude. And
Yeah, I seen that too. I was, you know, I was around to bear witness to that one, man. You know, we was rocking with Outkast back in the '90s, man. You know what I mean? The Southern Playalistics, and you know what I mean? All them hits they was dropping, man. Big Boy and Andre 3000, man. Yeah, they had some hits, man. Even when they you know, followed up and brought out kind of like introduced the Dungeon family. You know what I'm saying?
but you know, the thing about it, that was just one thing.
Right.
Like the South got together and it was just like it wouldn't stop, man. It just wouldn't stop. It amazed me. Put it this way. The South blowing up the way it blew up. So being from LA, MC Hammer was kind of like a joke for a while. Like he was a dude. Like I've seen him come to the club with 1 million people and want to dance against everybody. like, but kind of like a joke. But being young, I didn't understand. Man, it was so much hustle involved in him being able to do what he did, and there was some. He was a forerunner. You know what I'm saying? But this was back when hip hop was just not accepting of a lot, and fools was, and that's the whack part. It was like fools in California was hating on each other. We had people in New York hating on us. We was hating on New York, and the South just took off, man. I mean, and they ain't stopped.
Well, I mean, you know, man, look, hate is kind of a strong word, man. You know, I don't,
Okay,
I ain't
I'll
gonna
say
use
in a
that one.
competitive way.
Right, right. I ain't gonna use that one on the, you know, New York or the East Coast. But as far as the South go, man, like even past Outcast, I ain't surprised the South ended up the way that it did because they was always putting in work, man. Shout out Jay Prince, man, because if you think about it, back in the early '90s, man, I remember distinctly listening to the Ghetto Boys. You know
Yep,
what I mean? Scarface,
one of my
Bush,
favorites.
Willie D. You know what I'm saying? Then when they added Big Mike into the group, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
They had that one track, the straight gangsterism. That was hard, man. That's still one of the hardest tracks to me. Uh Big Mike had having things and you know what I mean? Like, man, the South,
what
the
what
South, the South put in some work. The Ghetto Boys, the Fifth Ward Boys. Um,
what I'm saying, I didn't
Flip,
see it coming. I wouldn't have put it this way. It was like Apple stock. I didn't see it coming, man.
right,
It was
right.
there. I'm not saying it wasn't there. I'm just
Yeah.
saying I didn't see it
And
coming.
it's
And by
coming.
the time it was there,
The way it hit so big, it hit big. So yeah, now it's kind of like, if you ain't in Atlanta doing your thing, man, it's just kind of like, that's the talk of everything. It's kind of like the Mecca right now, rap, man, and respect and shout out to them guys down there for having that unity and sticking together like
man,
that, man. Supporting each other. You know what I'm saying?
that's a fact.
Yeah.
So um your junior high school, middle school experience. What were you bumping in? What would have been your iPod playlist?
Hey, look, back when I was in junior high, it wasn't iPods, wasn't iPods wasn't out yet, man. But look, I was playing Tupacalypse now,
Okay.
the Juice. Did Juice had a soundtrack, didn't it? The
Yep.
movie, the
Yep.
Juice soundtrack, the Menace to Society soundtrack. You know what I mean? Like, yeah,
All
them
right.
dudes.
I'll take being a dinosaur around this mud. You know what I'm saying? I'll take that, man.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Shaking off mummy dust. You know what I'm saying? I'll take that. How do you find new music?
Look, word of mouth, word of mouth for new music, man. I kind of like let people bring it to me. They'll come holler at me. Hey, man, you heard that big smooch? You know what I'm saying? Or heard that new, you know what I'm saying? That new Lil Bear rubber band. We got this brother out here called Lil Bear rubber band, man, and he kicking up a little dust out here in the town. So, the list go on and on, man. But word of mouth, um, shit. Of course the internet, but that's kind of like the last thing because after the word of mouth, I'll be like, in the traffic when I'm outside and I'm riding, you feel me? You hear all kind of shit pass by in the airwaves, riding up and down the streets, you know what I mean, in Oakland. And that's kind of like the streets telling you who popping, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And so if it ain't word of mouth or me hearing it in the airwaves out in the traffic riding around, then I see it. You know what I mean? If I can't, get it like that, then I see it on the internet. I see who popping.
Your favorite artist and why?
That's a good one, man. I like a lot of artists, and it's really hard to be like, I got one favorite. But if I could name one favorite, I would say E40 cousin, man. Be legit, the savage. You know what I'm saying? Savage is one of my favorites.
Hey, hey. A lot of people will want to fight me on that, but but I'd say, hey man, be legit. And he's a cool brother too, man. We did a show. At the Fillmore, I want to say, maybe.
Yeah.
But he showed up though, man, and he came and showed some love. He gave me his number and everything. You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
Real cool brother. But yeah, no, I say be legit. You know.
Hey, I heard a lot of good stuff about Bila. You know what I mean? Like I said, I got a lot of constituents, a lot of my brothers that, you know what I mean, I'm tapped in and locked in with out here in the Bay, out here in Oakland, out here in Northern Cali, even down south, you know what I mean? And man, one of my good family members, man, that's been tapped into this music. Shout out to Lil Big at AMW. Uh my homeboy Real, man, my family member Real. I was working on this project, which I'm about to drop real soon. It's called Timeless Homage. And Timeless Homage was like a collective of artists that I either grew up listening to, I grew up working with, or I had some type of connection or admiration for him. And Be Legit was one of the artists that I wanted to get on there. So as I'm chopping it up with Lil Big from AMW, I'm telling him, hey man, I think I want to get Bila on this timeless homage, man, because it was a it's a record, a collective record where I wanted to pay respect. You know what I mean? To all the people who put it down before me, or, you know, gave me some type of motivation or inspiration along the way. And he was like, hey man, Bila gonna want some money, man. Get Bila. I could call him, that's my homeboy, but he gonna want some money. And I, you know, me being me, I was like, hey, find out how much. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Bila, man. That's one of my favorite though, man. Bila got them bars, and he just make that nostalgic music, that early morning wake up, that ride, wake and bake, that, you know what I mean, talk that talk. And as far as I know, walk that walk music, man. Yep, be legit.
I can say this. It's all how you listen and what you listening to. I could definitely, in my footnote of hustle, I definitely could give uh uh in my cliff notes of my
Yeah.
body of work of chasing paper, I definitely could give 40 Bila, Messy Mar, San Quinn, you know, all them Richie Rich. Oh man.
Rich, Quinn, Mess, yep.
Yeah.
40 for sure. You know what I mean? Bila again. You know what I mean? Spice One. Uh all them brothers, man. Hey, look. Short, come on, man. We can't even go no further without mentioning Short. But
Oh
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like, man, look,
Yeah.
all them brothers, man, they you know, put their foot out there in the mud and put in work and got dirty for, you know what I mean, for where they at. They put in their work for where they at today, man. Big respect to all of the cats.
So talking about the Bay, talking about Oakland, talking about Oakland culture. I'm gonna say something, and I want you to tell me first thing that come to mind.
Yep.
Sideshow.
Sideshows. The first thing come to mind. Good vibes, man. Good vibes. You know what I'm
All
saying? Good
right.
vibes. Muscle cars. You know what I mean? Muscle cars, man. Good vibes. You know what I mean? That's the first thing come to mind. I mean, I'm gonna go brief on this. No, I ain't gonna take up
Nah,
too.
no, you say you giving enough. You giving just enough. That's
I grew up, Big Smooch, man. I grew up in my front yard, in my driveway, seeing hot rods be built from nothing to something, from the ground up. You know what I'm saying? From ordering the parts out the magazine, from going to the local hot rod shop and grabbing parts and, you know what I'm saying, buying tires over here and, just putting the whole motor together and watching the mechanic, work from day to night in the driveway or having the engine on the engine hoist, helping to drop the engine into the, into the engine bay, man, and watching that motherfucker hit the street or go to the paint shop or go from the paint shop to the beat shop to the sideshow when it was all said and done. You know what I'm saying? And that's where the good vibes came from because before it was all of the shenanigans and bullshit that they try to give the Bay and give Oakland for the sideshows that's currently going on now. When I was around and the sideshows was cracking when I was a youngster and coming up, it was good vibes. You know what I mean? The OGs wasn't out there playing and having no bullshit. And you know what I'm saying? It was about bringing your car out there, seeing if it really run. You know what I mean? It could be painted and clean and all of that, but when you came to the sideshow, we respected it if it was clean and it was painted and was knocking, had the beat in it like that. You know what I mean? But we wanted to see if it run. You know what I'm saying? And it was a thing we used to do. We'd stand at the corner when somebody tight come through the sideshow line and you'll do like this. And that mean we wanted to see you swinging. And they're swinging, man. When you did like this, that was almost like making a doing like this to a big rig on the freeway. When you do like this to the big rig and the trucker see you and he hit his horn, wah, wah. When you did like this at the sideshow in Oakland in the East, you know what I'm saying, or wherever you was at in the town, because it just didn't have to be East Oakland. When somebody came through something tight, you did like this. Hey man, you had to give it up if your shit was really running, man. And that was all good vibes and nostalgic because it brought the ladies out, it brought the guys out, it brought the town out, and you know what I mean. It was representing money and good times and good vibes, and you know what I mean. That was the sideshow I knew. You know what I mean.
I'll end that part on this. To me, sideshows, car culture, all of that, that's when somebody could have blood, sweat, and tears,
Mhm.
and you could have the same prestige as a Bentley
Oh man,
or a Maybach, or like it wasn't a Bentley or a Maybach,
yeah,
but you had for the blood, sweat, and tears you put into it, you
yeah.
might as well have had one. You
Yeah,
know,
because back then, man, to speak on that, back then, when I was seeing all of what I was seeing coming up, man, our culture in Oakland, we wasn't focused on the Bentleys and the Maybachs. We was focused on building a hot rod. And you
yeah.
know what I mean? Building a hot rod, you know, and making it so it was town worthy. That means it had to run, couldn't be raggedy. You know what I mean? You wanted it to be candy painted. You wanted it to have the gold ones and the Vogues. You wanted it to have the 415s in the trunk with the Zap board on your lap. You know what I mean? Or mounted in the car. You feel me? Or laying on the middle of the seat. You feel me? You wanted to have them things. So those was things we inspired to hustle for as a culture in Oakland when I was coming up. You know what I'm saying? We respected the cat that had the Bentley or the Rose or, you know what I mean, the high end cars, but town culture really was about high rise. You know what I'm saying? And having something that ran real hard and was running tight. You know what I mean? That you got your respect. Like you said, you had that same prestige. You know what I mean? That same esteem was wrapped up in that culture behind having something
Oh
town
yeah.
right. Feel me?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So and I'll just say I go on about that all night, but man, the Bay gave me a whole new respect for what a cougar could be. You know what I'm saying?
Come on, man. You feel me?
A whole new respect for a cougar.
That cool nut, man. The cool nut, man. You feel me? Like, man, we had a cougar. We had a cougar come up out of my yard. You know what I'm saying? Jay Green came back from the paint. Jay Green. I got a story about that too, but I mean that's another segment. But man, that was the Coug was the luxury Mustang. You know what I'm saying? The Coug nut was the luxury Stang, man. You feel me?
Huh.
So yeah, if you didn't have that 65 Stang, you wanted that 68 Coug nut, man. You know what I'm saying?
Dang, I never looked at it like that. That's nah, that's dope.
That's
Because
how it is.
it is like the luxury version of that.
It definitely is, man. If you're a car head and you really into collector cars and high rise and shit like that, you know that the Mustang is iconic, and you know what I mean. And it pretty much came first. But when Ford made that Cougar, man, they made that Cougar basically like the luxury Mustang. Feel me?
Yeah, yeah, nah, dope. So going to the youth.
Yep.
Who do you think the youth today got it in them to stand for anything?
That's a good question. Big Smooch, that's a good question, man. I'm gonna answer that and say, on the short answer, I'm gonna say yes. However, I'm gonna say yes with a note, a side note of that as a whole, as the youth as a whole, I'm saying yes, but I'm saying it's some of them that want guidance and they want to listen and they want to be instructed and they want to be taught. They want to soak up the game and get the knowledge from the OGs. But it's a lot of them that I ain't gonna say don't respect, the ones who put it down before them, but they just more into they self. And it was a time where the youngsters really wasn't listening. You know what I mean? Because they felt like wasn't nobody doing the right shit, so they didn't really have to listen. And it kind of evolved into a generation where, you know what I mean, we kind of had to start questioning like who the fuck raised these kids nowadays, because they just ain't, you know what I mean, they just ain't really doing what the fuck they supposed to be doing as far as us being they OGs and shit nowadays. You know what I'm saying? But I think that they could stand for something. I ain't gonna say it's over for them, man. I just think that everything with time brings change and shit can evolve with time. You know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
like the world spin, I think it's gonna come back full circle to where people like myself and you know what I mean, the ones that's inspirational and motivational keep speaking out and using these podcasts and using their platforms to speak on and say the right shit, that it'll start making sense to them and they'll see that, you know what I mean, it's another way than having to run their head into the brick wall trying to learn by experience and do it by themselves, where they can see that it's some OGs like yourself that, you know what I mean, that can get them pointers, kind of like give them a cheat sheet, sort of say, if they just, take the time to slow down and listen.
Yeah. No, I could take that.
Yeah.
You know what? We got,
Shout
man.
out to the
Nah,
youth, man. Shout out to the youth, man.
we got,
That's
yeah, nah.
beautiful.
When you drop your next project, we gonna come back. We got a lot, man. I feel like we ain't even scratched the surface. But
Uh,
tell me this. What's the best advice anybody's ever given you?
the best advice anybody's ever given me, that's
Yeah.
gonna be to work smarter and not harder, man. You know what I mean? Or to stay ready so I ain't gotta get ready. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And really I want to put emphasis on staying ready so you ain't gotta get ready, man. I got 3 kids of my own, man, and I raised them with that same mind state. You know, stay ready so you ain't gotta get ready.
All right.
That was the best advice I was given. You feel me? And not to hate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can dislike some shit, but never hate.
Yeah, that's a lot on it. You know what I'm saying? And I got a saying, if they ain't called out my mother's first and last name or my father's first and last name, it may be weird, but it ain't personal. You know what I'm saying? It ain't
Yeah.
personal.
Bro,
Not at all. Um, if you had a biopic, what would the title be?
I had a biopic, man. If I had a biopic, what would the title be? That's a good one, man. The title of my biopic would be "We Wasn't Supposed to Make It."
That's right. And who would play you?
Who would play me? Ah, man, I have to find I have to find a youngster to emulate me, man, and it'll probably be a family member because I like giving them, the experience of working, within film, the video, the recordings, and things of that nature. I, like to expose them to the creative arts. So probably one of these youngsters in my family, man. They say my nephew look just like me. You know what I mean? He do favor me and my pops a lot.
So, where can people find you online? Where can they check out your music?
Man, you can find my music online, Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, man, any of the major digital platforms where music streaming is available. I'm everywhere, man, like air. Everywhere like air, man. YouTube, you know what I'm saying? You can find me everywhere, man. Said Benz, CEDBENZ on Instagram. You know, I'm on TikTok, Said Benz. Uh, man, shit. Yeah, everywhere where music is sold.
Cool, cool. Well, no, man, it's been a cool conversation. I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? It was man, I didn't understand the debate culture just took me over, man. And that just that was a whole conversation in itself. But when you drop your next project, hit me up, man, and we're gonna bring you back. And then we're gonna bring one of your partners you was talking about yesterday, and we're gonna come and get it all tight. But dude, I really appreciate the opportunity, the whole little ins and outs. Once again, this has been Splendid Radio on Farside TV. Peace.
All right, man. Right on, big